Oh my god. Whew. Nice day. Almost thought about heading out, but I think I'll use the time for more drum practice. They work on my hand speed, It was a little better today. It was a little better than it was yesterday. Yeah. Tightening it up a little bit. I'm finding those uh, my, if I'm playing a fast song, playing the fills, I'm just winging it. I don't feel like I have a good sense of time or of the subdivision when I'm playing fills at high BPM. I kind of rush them. Sometimes, generally, I rush them. Today was better, but I feel like I just need to practice playing single stroke rolls at high BPM. I've got tons of practice at low and medium speeds, but high BPM I just feel uncomfortable still. And while I might be able to, keep going on the ride like this and play the groove and everything, when it comes to switching to those fills and switching back, it's like, oh, it gets so shaky. It gets really wonky with the fills, and then I wind up coming back in at a different time or something. So we're gonna lock that down. It's just gonna be a matter of getting comfortable playing those single stroke rolls at speed. That's gonna be a key. It's gonna be a key piece of the component. Once I can do that, then I can start really thinking about bringing the hi hat into play with the open-handed playing style. That's going to be the next big step. While it's starting to sound pretty good, I'm not even using the hi hat. I mean, I'm using the hi hat to. I'm using the. Ah, excuse me. I'm using the hi hat pedal to keep the pulse, keep time like that. Sometimes a little double time action going. That's new. Quite like that. Putting the, just doubling it up, putting it on the ands as well. That's cool. Gives it a real sense of energy. I like that. Sometimes just naturally do that when the song has a lot of energy to it or whatever. Like you might be just keeping that slow, steady pulse, but then this foot will just just double up because it just wants to express that energy that the song has. But yeah, really got to bring in the hi hats in the future. That's going to be the major thing because I'll be able to achieve so much dynamic goodness with the hi hat, like opening the hats and stuff to give that sense of like a gradual build or opening something up. You can very gradually open up the hats, stuff like that. Doing the hi hat barking and stuff is obviously going to be huge as well. And just for the straight fact that like, because I'm playing on the ride all the time right now, the ride is just as fully, it's just totally opened up. It's as opened up as you can be. Whereas going back to the hats is like you can close it back down generally for the verse, and then the go back to the ride for the chorus, just generally as a rule of thumb. Whereas now I play on the ride all the time, because I'm not comfortable enough with my left hand open-handed to replicate what I can do right hand lead, left hand lead now. Um, Yet. So that'll be the next step. But today, hand speed. Hand speed. Just got to get the fills. Get those fills locked in. That's the first step. So I'm almost able to play some like easy songs and make it sound good. Almost. I think that's pretty decent going for a couple of years of progress. Realistically, it's been about a year and a half since I got the kit now, and that's when I really count that I started playing seriously about a year and a half ago. So I'm really pleased with the progress. Really amazing. I'm just so happy. I feel like uh, I've had this real sense of a new beginning at the moment. Like I've worked really hard to get to this place, and it's like I've been, just fighting my way through the, the deepest, darkest jungle of despair and confusion. I feel like I'm finally surfacing and like have a chance at life, and it just feels amazing. So if there's one thing I can tell you, you know, it um, even when everyone around you is telling you that you're wrong and you should stop and you should listen to them, you really, if you're really following your heart, just keep going, because it's going to pay off eventually. You're going to breach through and you're just going to emerge into the light like a phoenix. It's going to be awesome. Just keep going. Just got to put the weed into the thing first. It usually helps. Woo! I really get the sense that, like, whilst everyone's been wasting their lives, I've actually been living and growing, and I'm finally like I'm coming into my own or something. I feel like I'm finally arriving, and it's so good. So good. I mean, it's really crazy. The sense, the sense of liberation, the sense of enlightenment. I feel so free. I feel, born anew. I feel as if I have a whole new beginning, a fresh start. It's crazy. I literally feel like I was born yesterday. Absolutely amazing. Absolutely amazing. There's no there's no sense of regret about the past. There's only like love and appreciation, and I just cannot wait to see where it goes. Keep living and loving life. Absolutely amazing. Amazing. You know, the whole idea of comparison, of competition, it just falls apart. Just falls apart when you know, when met with awareness. It's just so nonsensical. It's just so nonsensical. Ridiculous. I mean, it really is a mental illness. A mental illness. If you're looking at someone else and then being like, oh, I don't have what they have, or I'm not as good as them, or I don't look as good as them, that's a mental illness. That's what that is. There's in the real world, in reality, this idea of compare and contrast. Nonsense. Certainly not to be diminished by it. That's not to say that diversity isn't beautiful, that we don't need, you know, contrast, the light and the dark, you know. One implies the other, that the two go hand in hand. But that's the non-dual perspective. You realize that both sides are one and the same. And at that point, you can no longer be diminished by comparison. It's just ridiculous. It's just absolutely ridiculous. To the idea of like, so weird because I, you know, in my head, my ego will have these thoughts of like, oh man, I suck compared to so and so. But it's like, this person's had, you know, a lifetime of experience. You know, years of growth and work and exploration that they've done themselves. It has nothing to do with you. They're on a completely separate path. You're on your own journey. You don't even need to worry about it. It's ridiculous. I know we have all these, you know, primitive models set up where that kind of thing is like enforced and, you know, somehow held to like a higher importance than it actually has in reality. So it's easy to get, you know, if you're taking your cues from an external source instead of thinking for yourself, which is really easy to do, you know, because we're all just raised from babies, from birth into this thing, you know. So it's like you gotta like untangle yourself from the whole thing. Like I really feel like I spent like the last 28 years like undoing the woven web of like chaos that humanity has fucking strung together. And I finally got the thing untangled and I'm like, I'm okay. I'm not actually any of that stuff. It's all just bullshit. It's all bullshit. Amazing. Awesome. Oh, I do, however, need to put this away. Oh my god. I was pretty pleased with that playthrough that I got before. I can do better. I know I can. I know I can do better. I think a few more. Keep practicing it. I'm gonna get like a really nice gonna get like a really nice run through of those tracks before too long. Oh, it's gonna be good. so catchy. Whenever I hear that one, usually the one that sticks in my head. Like out of a whole show, I'll go away singing better, 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 better. I'll be singing that all day, dude. It's just too fun. That's another piece of advice that I'd give. You know, whilst everyone else is out, you know, fucking off, that's when you're gonna be cracking on. Okay? Behind the scenes, underground, in the lab, in the basement, the studio, wherever, behind closed doors, you're gonna be away, you're gonna be working, you're gonna be making things happen. Everyone else is gonna be fucking about. Oh, la-di-da, let's have a nice fucking time. Fucking wastoids. You're gonna make it happen. I believe in you. Stick to your guns. That's the phrase. I really like that. Stick to your guns. Stick to your guns, because it could be years, it could be decades. But you don't want to be disarmed when the time finally comes, okay? You're gonna stick to your guns as long as it takes. And eventually all the fakers are gonna drop off. And you're gonna be there. Fucking victorious. Leading the charge. I know you will. Fucking know you will. You're gonna pull through. You're too good. They can't keep you down. I'm telling you now. I'm telling you now. You're gonna make it. You're gonna make it. You're gonna be okay. Just keep that love in your heart. Don't let them drag you down. Don't let them drag you down to your level. You stay on that high road, stay true, you keep it rolling, okay? There's gonna be attacks left, right, and center. There's gonna be slings and arrows, son. You just keep marching, okay? You're fucking impervious to that shit. You're invincible. You know why? You're the chosen one. You're a fucking disciple of God. That's right. You're an expression of divine consciousness. The power of the universe is radiating through you. The detractors, the lost souls, they're going to try to make you something you're not, try and get you to believe you're something you're not, play these games. Steer well clear. Don't let them get to you. You know, all these people going around attacking you with carrying hate in their hearts, they're just sad, hurt little children. And they're lost, and they're just trying to find their way too. You know? Don't go back at them. Whatever you do, don't go back at them. Not their fault. You know, something's happened to them. Life has put its burden on them. They got to deal with that in their own time, whether it's in this life or the next. Okay, it's alright. When they attack you, you turn the other cheek. Metaphorically. If someone physically attacks you, you fucking kill them. But metaphorically speaking, you turn the other cheek. And that's it, and that's that. Hopefully I set you straight. Now live a good life. God love you. Hey, Sips Coffee, doing great. How are you doing, man? Oh, this should be just about done. We'll, we'll poke. We'll poke them. We'll shuffle. We'll mix. Oh man, I've given up on this this nose. I don't think it's ever gonna be right. It's just awful. Doesn't hurt too bad most of the time though, so could be worse. Pretty much a daily. daily issue though. I'm sure eventually my face is just gonna cave in and I'm gonna just fucking die. It's gonna be great. And I'm ready for it. It's all good. Another piece of advice, seeing as I feel like dishing out advice today. Don't put drugs in your nose. Please, for the love of God. There's better ways. I assure you, the damage that you can do to yourself is not worth it. Not worth it. And God knows if you're anywhere like where I was, you probably don't give a shit. I don't know who I'm talking to right now, but if this applies, for the love of God, don't do it. Or just take care of yourself anyway. I'm not really like telling you what to do. I just care about you, okay? And I've fucked my nose up real bad. And it wasn't worth it in any way, shape, or form. I heard Dr. K talking about this thing recently, and it's just such a brilliant observation. Talking about people gatekeeping emotion, people gatekeeping suffering and happiness and things, and having these ideas like, oh, if you're poor or something, some example like that, or if maybe if your health is failing or something, you can't be happy. It's just you just have to be miserable and hate everything. And then on the other hand, there's this idea that, oh, if you're wealthy, you're well off, you have comforts in the material world, you're not allowed to suffer in any way. You can never experience a negative emotion. It's just so we've become so, well, maybe we're always had the potential to fall into these, these traps, but isn't it just interesting how people are gatekeeping what emotions you're even allowed to feel based on your status or wealth or something? We just fucking lost it, dude. Oh my God. Oh, cool. Okay. There we go. Yeah. Thanks, dude. But it's just so silly when you think about it, you know. There's always someone who's got it worse. There's always someone who's got it better. There's always the big G. He's doing fine. He's not even mortal. So the whole thing just falls apart when you think about it for a couple of seconds. Well, let's say we about did it. About done did it.